Thank you, Stefano. Hello, everyone. So I will speak about machine learning and big data, and especially about Spark. And I will take an example about Netflix challenge, just to see, let's say, one algorithm in action. First, so one slide about talent journey on big data. So we start we start in 2010 to do Hadoop to generate Hadoop code. At the beginning, we just have the role of an ETL that will integrate the Hadoop system inside your information system. Means we will get some data from your CRM, from your database, and put this to Hadoop, or get from Hadoop the data and put them back, let's say, to your information system. And after year, so every 6 months we have a release, and we support more and more, let's say, the ecosystem. There is a plenty framework in big data, and what I will speak about, so it's what will be released at the end of the year in December with the Spark MLlib, so with a new feature in Talent. So let me first speaking about Spark. So this is a new engine for data processing, and also more. Let's say we will show that that can work in memory. There are several ways to use Spark, either in a standalone mode or directly running on top of Hadoop, on top of Yarn, for example. And in Spark, you have four sub-projects. You have the Spark SQL, so to query Spark through a SQL language. Spark Streaming is to do real-time integration. It's a micro batch. We have MLlib, so I will speak about that. And you have graphics with to do a graph analysis. So let's speak a little bit about MLlib. And in MLlib, we will do collaborative filtering through an algorithm called alternative least squares. And I will first introduce what is the collaborative filtering. So let's say you have a user that like or dislike some of your product, and what you want to do is this kind of matrix where you see the user one likes the first product, the second product he dislike it, and the third and the last product he like it. Let's do that for all your users, let's say. So you have this kind of matrix. And thanks that, in fact, you learn the behavior, let's say, of all your users with your product. And the goal, after you have this model, it's, let's say, to query this model to guess one thing. Let's, for example, I want to guess if the last user, the user 5, like the third product. To do that, the algorithm, in fact, will try to find some people that have the same behavior. For example, the people number 2 like the second product, like my last users, and disliked the last product. And the people number 3 like the 2 first products, like my last users. So we can predict that there is, let's say, good luck. We have good, let's say, probability that my last user will dislike, let's say, this third product. This is the goal of collaborative filtering. So, what is Netflix price? So I think everyone knows Netflix. It's now also available in France since 1 month, or let's say a couple of months. And in fact, Netflix in 2009 give $1 million dollars to the team that will give a better algorithm to predict which video one user will like. So for sure, they give an extract of their users with all the rating for all the movies. And the goal was to, let's say, to guess for each of the new of these users which one will be the third, let's say, best video we should propose to the user. So we have as input data, in fact, a file with four columns: the user ID, the movie ID, and a rating from 1 to 5. And the timestamp, we don't care about the timestamp. It's when was the rating was done. And so the goal will be with that, let's say, to create the model, and after to try for each of these users to predict the 3 next video the user should see and will like. So for that, I will do that through a demo. So this is a Talent Studio. Okay, here we go. And this is the first job. So the first job will be to create the model to do prediction. To create the model, let me run it. It will create the model here, in fact. So I have as input my ratings. So let's see the ratings. Okay. Let me open it here. So you have, the user ID, movie ID, and the rating of this user to this movie. So okay, and so we give all this rating to the component that will create the model, and the model will be stored here. So you see today at 3 p.m. So now you have a new model create through all this rating. So now the goal will be to use it. So in this job, I will create a new folder called I think was result. Yes, called result. So I will run it, and I will explain now. So first, for sure, it's to give to the model ID of users I want predict some recommendation. So this is this file where, let me zoom in. This is just a file of users with an ID. So the ID 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I will give this list of ID to my component that will use the model, and I will ask for 3 recommendations per users. After that, I will have, in fact, 3 lines with the recommendation, with the product ID, so the movie ID, plus the rate I will guess for this movie. After, I just do a lookup with another file with movie.txt. It's instead of having a movie ID, I won't have the name of the film, of the movie. For example, the ID 1, movie ID 1 is Toy Story. So it's just to get this data. So I have plenty data to display. After, I want just filter some data. I want sort by user ID and by rate. And at the end, I want generate, let's say, a file in result. So it's what we see now here, just created, with the result of my prediction. So let's open it. Okay, here we go. So you can see for ID 1, I have it's Linson Wilson. I have my three prediction with the Shanghai Redemption, Schindler List, and The Godfather is the three movies that this user should like, and this is the rating, I guess. So it will be 4.6, 4.8, and 4.5 for these three movies. And I have this for all my users in specific file here. If, for example, I want 5 recommendation per user, so the 5 next, let's say, movie I should propose to the guys. Let me just remove the result. So we will run again this model, and we will be able to see more results, let's say, more prediction for each of each of our users. So it will take perhaps 1 minute or so, no less. So result just appear. And let's open it again. And now you can see I have five movies. For sure, I have the 3 movies I had previously, plus Silence of the Lamb and It's Wonderful Life. So 2 new movies I should let's say, propose to my users, and I guess I will have 4.5 and 4.4 as rate from this user for this movie. And I think that's all for what I want to show you today. So thank you. If you have some question, I have still some, let's say, some time.